Based TV. I'm over here with a very special artist you guys need to know. I'm serious. I can't, if you don't know her, you're tripping. Introduce yourself.
My name is Jane Handcock. I don't know why I went super like whispering.
You know, it's funny. Like every time, like I've seen like your name or your just stuff. It's like, where's Jane? Who is Jane? You know what I'm saying? So, like, just explain who you are. Like, tell people about yourself.
Um, so my name is Jane Handcock. I am from the Bay Area. I was born in Oakland, raised in Richmond. I pretty much claim both because those two cities kind of made me like a melting pot of just basically who I am. I moved to Atlanta after high school with my best friend Adrian. We moved down to Atlanta to pursue music, and we kind of entered two different worlds. He ventured off into being an artist, and I ventured off into being a songwriter. So I kind of took a different path into just writing for artists and working with all of these super dope producers, working with just all of the people that I kind of dreamed of working with. And something in me just kind of was just like, I just want to put this down and do what I wanted to do all along, and I would just be an artist. So
Right.
you know,
I feel like that's like a good way to start though. Sometimes like as a songwriter, because
yeah, it taught me how to tap into myself in different ways that I probably wouldn't have been able to just as just being an artist singing on stage.
right.
Sometimes you just get caught up in singing on stage and performing to where when I have to sit and write, it's almost like acting.
Yeah.
And I went to an arts high school,
Cool.
so we had to.
Which
I'm
one?
like a shout out Oakland School for the Arts. I had to get into opening up into our emotions and doing improv and all of that type of stuff. So songwriting is that for me. I take a different kind of approach than other songwriters. I don't really do a lot of methods and formulas. I just write literally what I feel. So
When I hear you on the track, like I really feel what you're saying. Like I believe you. You know what I mean? Because that's one thing to me is like artist conviction. Like sometimes you be hearing their voice and you're like, man, I don't believe what you're saying. Like I really believe what you're saying. You are crazy.
I appreciate that. I mean, so to really just sum it up on who I am, I mean, I'm still trying to figure that out, but to introduce myself to the world, take a journey with me. I do music. I am an artist. I am giving it to you guys as raw as I'm going to give it to you.
So are you like a traditionally trained singer? Like have you been singing for a long time, or did you just hop into this a few years ago, or?
So I started singing when I was 3. I'm a church baby, so.
Okay, you got them pipes.
I started singing in church. I was definitely that church kid that sang all of the solos and.
Uh-oh.
And then I started taking it really serious though when I was like 15, and I went into art school. And we started doing jazz. I really, really started I just dived into jazz, crucial. To where that was I thought that's what I really, really wanted to do, just only. I wanted to do just jazz. Everything was jazz. And then to kind of get me off of that, I started listening to artists like Erykah Badu, India Arie, Jill Scott. And then they kind of, I don't know, they kind of introduced me into making music cool, but still keeping that jazz element.
Yeah.
And I studied them. I studied them heavy to where I literally know all of their repertoire. So whenever somebody asked me to sing anything, it was them off that. To where they kind of inspired me to start writing my own music. And that's where I think my creativity started coming from, was when I started kind of diving into It wasn't really being trained. It was listening to artists that I knew were trained, but they still made it cool to do them and be creative and be themselves. That's when I was like, oh, I can be myself and talk about boys and talk about whatever else I wanted to talk about and still be me and still do what I was trained to do. So
how'd you get that style? Your style's looking crazy.
you know what's crazy? I don't know. I still don't feel like I'm the most stylish person in the world. I just like to dress comfortable.
And it's really hot outside today too. I don't know how you're wearing that.
You know what's crazy though? I flew in today just to not feel like a crazy person. I flew in today. LA is, granted, always hot for the most part. I flew in today. The Bay Area is very, very cold. So when I flew in, it was very, very cold.
Sure. I'm just kidding. No, she's right. The Bay. Don't you live in Oakland though?
I live like outside of Oakland, but yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's a little hotter there, but like not.
It's been a little breezy, so, and then to be honest, I just literally wanted to bust out this cool sweatsuit. So maybe I did want to try extra hard because I was with R and Bass and I was with J Maine and I wanted to look extra cool today. I don't know, but this is my favorite hat. Cool. So
no, I'm digging the vibe. Like if I see you on the street, I'll be like, hey, who is that? Like, I would like ask who you are. Hey, what's up? Do you do something?
That's crazy. No, but yeah, a lot of people ask about my hat because I wear it a lot. I'm somebody like if I lived in a perfect world, I'd be like a cartoon. I'd probably wear only one outfit every day because that's the type of person I am. So I wear this hat because, you know, I feel like it's literally a part of me and it gives me superpowers, and that's how I write all my cool songs. So
with all this songwriting and all this singing and everything you do, what's the like your favorite go-to like sound? You know, because you got the bangers, you got some real melodic stuff with vibes, but for you, what's your go-to, like, you know what I mean?
You know, it changes. It honestly just depends on what I'm feeling. I love trap music. I think living in Atlanta kind of made me really study what it was. It's almost like, of course, being from the Bay, hyphy, that, you know, movement in music is, you know, it's literally like a culture. So that's really what trap was or is. It's a culture. So going to Atlanta, literally when I got there and I was in the clubs and I would, you know, see the dances and just see the vibes. It's literally like a culture. It's like when you get there, you just feel it. You know, I don't know. It's like a vibe. It's a bounce. It's a, I don't know. You just automatically start bouncing too. You don't even have to be from there. You just start bouncing too. So,
So right now, that's the vibe that you're on.
That's one of them for sure. But I still love music. You know, I still love acoustic, you know, guitar. I still love jazz. I still love all of that. I think in each project that I do, I always have to implement a little bit of everything, but still make it all make sense and not feel like it's just a cluster of just a whole bunch of stuff. Right. I still want it to all be cohesive. So.
Because that's why you're doing those 3 series right now.
Yeah. To
4
give
songs
people.
Each.
Yeah, to give people, you know, a mixture of, you know, some flavors, but to make it feel like you're not just getting, you know, spaghetti and then watermelon Jolly Ranchers over here. It's just something that's just totally not mixing. To give you something that's just like Thanksgiving food or, you know, Italian food or, you know, something that's just meshed together, you know, well.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself fitting in this music world at the moment? You know, being a female in the singing game and just an artist from the Bay Area, like, where do you see yourself globally?
Globally, I feel like I can just add something as far as my artistry, like, sorry again, like, this ain't live or nothing.
It's definitely it's, I can't edit this.
You can't edit it. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'll try.
I'm sorry, I kind of got like stumped up because I do this. I told him I'm a bad explainer. As far as me, I want to add to the game just authenticity. I feel like there's a lot of good, artists out there, and there's a lot of good music, a lot of great music out there. And as far as me, I'm not really hoping or wishing to fit in. I just want to add my flavor to it, and I want to use my platform to actually get people to feel something. I don't want people to think it's cool. I'm not doing anything to impress people. I don't want to be anything but honest and myself. So to answer your question, that's what I meant to say. I kind of got a brain fart there, but I don't want to try. I just want to do. With my music, I feel like when I try, I do exactly what I just did and get anxious and start freezing up. But when I do it, it just comes naturally. And I feel like that's what the greats did. Aretha, with her music, when you heard her, she didn't try. When you heard her open her mouth, she did it. When she sang a note, when she played that piano, there was no trying. There was no, what do you want to add to this? There was, you're going to hear exactly what I give you. Mm-hmm. And that's that. So I feel like sometimes I'm like in the wrong era because I don't have all of the answers, and I'd be lying if I said I did. But you'll hear it in my music, and
straight up.
That just is what it is.
And that is what it is. It's Jane Handcock right here, R&Bass TV, and it's one of my favorite artists right now. So like, you really gotta check her out. Seriously, like, she got bangers and she's really dope.
For sure, for
so
sure.
Please check her out and stay tuned for a lot more from her. You're gonna be hearing a lot about her. So it's J Maine, Jane Handcock. Peace.